The Detroit Lions head west on Sunday to face the Arizona Cardinals in one of Week 11's better games. Arizona is a 2-point favorite on BETDAQ, 41.5, a very low total. We do expect a defensive struggle here. Now, the Cardinals have been the best team in the NFL this season, 8-1. They've also been the best team in the league to back, 7-2 against the spread. The Lions, meanwhile, probably not quite as good as their 7-2 record would indicate. Each of Detroit's last 3 games have come down to the wire, the Lions having to score in the last 2 minutes to win each of those games. And one of those games was against the Atlanta Falcons, a terrible team. So Detroit's been skating by a little bit in recent weeks, and that has not been the case with Arizona. However, Arizona lost starting quarterback Carson Palmer last week for the rest of the season. Palmer tore the ACL in his left knee. That huge news for the Cardinals, obviously. They will now turn to backup Drew Stanton. I've heard a lot of people this week say that that's not that big of a deal for the Cardinals. After all, Stanton is an accomplished backup. He has extensive experience this season. Remember, he was called upon earlier this year when Palmer set out a few games with that nerve damage in his right shoulder. But you'll recall the Arizona offense was not very good at all with Stanton under center. Keep in mind, the Cardinals have not been able to run the ball all season. This offense has really been dependent on the passing game. And it's only been in recent weeks when Palmer's been back and he's been hooking up with regularity with Larry Fitzgerald, John Brown, Michael Floyd he's found with a little less regularity, but still, the Cardinals offense has kicked it back into gear with Palmer under center. Now that he's going to be out, I think they're going to really struggle, especially on Sunday against this fierce Lions defense. Detroit leads the NFL in both yards allowed and points allowed. They're surrendering just a hair over 15 points per game. I just don't think the Cardinals are going to have any success at all against this Detroit defense. And quite frankly, I think the loss of Carson Palmer going to be too much for them to overcome on Sunday. I do have a Detroit lean in this situation, even though I have major concerns about the Lions offense. Will they be able to move the ball against Arizona? The Lions have struggled themselves on offense this season, just 24th in points scored. But unlike the Cardinals, who should be getting worse without their starting quarterback, the Lions should be getting better on offense. That's because their best player, wide receiver Calvin Johnson, Megatron, is back in the fold. He missed a few games, you'll recall, with that ankle injury, but he returned to the lineup last week, and he was himself in that win over the Miami Dolphins. And Arizona, even though they're very good on defense, 4th in the NFL in points allowed, they do struggle against the pass. Only 2 teams this season allowing more pass yards per game than the Cardinals. We know Matt Stafford and this Lions offense, they are a pass-first offense. As we said, Calvin Johnson back in the fold now. So I do lean towards Arizona here. I do lean towards Detroit here. I know Arizona has been a great team this season. They've been a great team to back this season. But I think now, without Carson Palmer, the magic is finally going to run out. I think the Lions win a low-scoring game here. I like Detroit +2 and under 41.5.